Welcome to another segment of 10314. Today we're talking about Giving Tuesday. We're here with Kathy DelPiore of the Grace Foundation,
Hello.
Sal Fabozzi of the Integrated Athletic Initiative, Vinny Bonomi, TMG Graphics.
TMG promos.
Whatever.
Wow.
Way to get started.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we decided to come up with a little campaign that's leading up to Giving Tuesday to talk about all the different nonprofits on Staten Island, and then also incorporate the community with the Grace Foundation and talk about how, as business leaders, as community leaders, as politicians, how to give back. Where do you start? How do you become involved with one, some, all of them, really? And what does that mean in a 500,000 person community? We've heard some challenges. We've gotten some great advice from some of the other business leaders. But what's, I think, really interesting is that you guys are coming up on some of our last interviews. You've both seen the private sector and the nonprofit world. We'd love to hear a little bit about, as Kathy starts talking about what Giving Tuesday is and what we're going to be doing with Grace, how that's relatable to other givebacks and things that you've done and just your experience overall.
Giving Tuesday, Global Day of Giving, it's a movement created a few years ago, many years ago. Not just giving monetarily, but your time, a smile, a compliment, a volunteering moment, or just be kind. And it's really not asking much, and it should be not even asked of, it should be every day, right? As nonprofits, we depend on each other, we depend on our community to help us, and we want to help them. It's just about collaboration, and that's why we're all here today to talk about Staten Island and how we give and what we could do to make it better.
All right. Awesome. First thing, I'll jump in first then.
Sure.
First thing is, that was a great point that Giving Tuesday is not just financially. I think especially when it comes around the holiday time, the first thing that people think about is end of the year, small businesses, because I'm in a little bit of both. I have a small business and I'm a part of a nonprofit. At the end of the year, you're thinking, you speak with your accountant in February, September, and October, what should we do to situate ourselves for the end of the year? How do we situate going into the new year, some goals that we're trying to set? So some people financially, they either have a little bit of wiggle room, but a lot of us don't. But the amount of time that you could give back, even just being present at an event for people, just communicating within the entire realm of the nonprofit world, I think something that people forget about, because I know time is important for most, but I think Giving Tuesday should really be focused on as a give back, and what everyone can portray that differently. So the biggest thing is just give back on that day, in that month, in that time frame. It's just a good way to change your ways mentally, and I think that's a good start to how Giving Tuesday should be.
I agree. I'd like to add that we don't just like to give on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Staten Island is a small business community with lots of nonprofits that spreading awareness is really important. As somebody that's been in the not-for-profit field for 30 plus years, it's important that we see the ability in people. And shows like 10314, Dan on the Street, what the Grace Foundation is doing is unique in that it gives the participant of that non-for-profit a voice. It lets you see the person, the growth that they make. And as a business owner now, I can say that's probably one of the most important things for me. Money's great, right? Everybody wants money. But to share the ability to teach, to offer opportunities for people, that's important. So Giving Tuesday should be Giving
Every day.
Thursday.
Yeah. And just to jump right back on that, so I'm sure Kathy and Vinny, you guys have ran plenty of events through nonprofits, and when event time comes, you can't have enough hands on doesn't matter what the event is. It could be a gala, a golf outing, a dinner, whatever fundraiser you host, you can never have enough hands. So it would be nice if people just took time on this year's Giving Tuesday, just take 15 minutes themselves, just reflect on what can I do for the next year to be a little more of an asset to the Staten Island community, to the nonprofit community, especially those that are doing so much to give back to kids, give back to communities, give back to people in need. I think that should be the overall focus. If you can just take Giving Tuesday this year to think about what you can do, because when we run events, I'm sure when you guys run events, you think you have enough staff. You never have enough staff.
No.
And I think that's something that can be an immediate step for people right away, because November may not work for somebody. December may not work for somebody. But hey, they might be free in the summer. They might be free in the spring. And there's always events going on. There's always things that they could be participants with.
So get involved.
Get involved.
Everybody should be getting involved.
Giving Tuesday should be about getting involved. Does it in whatever capacity you can. If you can't do it with money, you can do it with time. If you can't do it with time, just do it with word of mouth and just spread it to family, friends. Listen, I have no time right now, but the Grace is putting on something, and I think that everyone should be, if you could get there, or just they're looking for volunteers. Everyone has somebody to talk to that can help spread the word.
You guys both have very different businesses, but unique in the sense that you help other people with the projects that you're working on. So Vinny, you hire and promote people with disabilities. And Sal, you've created the initiative, this league, this incredible thing that works with people of all abilities. And I think that's, both of you guys were part of the team that broke the world record with Kathy and the Grace Foundation, and that was our motto. It was like, oh, we want to do good for people of all abilities, and nobody said no. Everybody said, you want to help out? Yeah, sure, I'll help out. And I think that's what was special about that day, but also about our communities, because people don't say no.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
So I found that more people will say, how can I help? It might be out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about it, which Giving Tuesday is really about bringing awareness to, it's needed. We need your help. And if people are asked, they won't say no. They'll say, how can I help? The majority of people will say, how can I help? Businesses will say, all right, I can't give you $5,000, but I can send 3 people to help you. And that's what you were getting to before.
Definitely.
Which
Some people don't realize that volunteering or giving of their time for even half a day is more valuable sometimes than just giving and opening your checkbook. And don't get me wrong, we love that too. But we also like that community effort and the collaboration, because then we could call you again and say, hey, can you help me out again?
Right.
And that's a great feeling.
Yeah. And just jumping right on that point, because we just had our golf outing last week, and people remembered the people that were in their specific holes of last year. They're like, hey, is Rob still going around this year? They remember those people that given their time and efforts because they were a bundle of joy. They had a smile on their face. They took their volunteering seriously. They made sure they knew we're here to fundraise to help others. We're here to get it going. Being present or just volunteering a couple hours can go a long way. Students remember, people remember. You could connect with people on a personal level that, oh, Dan happened to be my neighbor. I got there and Dan's my neighbor. I didn't know that he was involved with this person. When people can get out in the community, one, it's really good. Small business, it's really good for people to see you in different pictures, see you in different crowds, because that's Staten Island. Staten Island it's very dense, but you can move in different circles. And I could not see, if I moved in a certain different circle, I may not ever see Dan in that circle. I may never see Vinny. I think that getting out, being there, one, it's a huge asset for all the nonprofits. I would say they're all appreciative of anyone that wants to give their time. I speak firsthand that anyone that volunteers 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to helping in the community with us, that goes such a long way, because we always need help. We always need bodies.
I'm a great official scorer.
Perfect.
So if you ever need somebody for golf scoring, just ask Kathy.
Golf,
Really
got
good,
it.
really good.
Any other sport?
No,
No.
just golf.
Just driving the golf,
Yeah, exactly.
just driving the
Yeah.
golf cart. Anyhow,
No,
listen,
you-
guys.
Well,
We appreciate you guys coming in, always being part of the Grace family and working together and collaborating on different projects and programs. And if you got any last parting words to tell people how to get involved, tell them where to find yourselves at.
I'll start this one off. Getting involved, again, doesn't mean monetary donations all the time. It just means helping out. It means giving people a chance. Anybody with any ability should be given equal rights to work, to participate in events. As we did at the Grace Golf outing, we had participants playing golf
Right.
with us, and at yours as well.
Yeah.
Just give people a chance, give people the opportunity to be positive members of society. I can be reached if I can volunteer or help. You can always contact me at vinny@tmgpromos.com, and I'm here for our Staten Island community.
Yeah, same with us. The initiative, for those that don't know, bridges the gap between mainstream, special needs, and underserved kids, youth, and young adults through sports. That is what we do. We give a sports experience. So if any of you in the community know a family that's in need that can't afford a league or can't afford CYO or can't afford for a kid to play any sport, we do 9 separate sports. Feel free to reach out because we will try financially to support and do what we can. Any child that has a developmental disability, any child that amputee in a wheelchair, or just is in gym class and he's not the kid that's picked first, he's picked last to play basketball and pickup or football and he wants to just play. We're here as an avenue for them to learn the sports in a judgment-free environment. So if you guys know anybody, we're here to help them. I'm sure everyone knows plenty of kids, especially people listening. So hopefully if you know a kid that is in need or you just want to do something for them, we're the people to reach, especially if it's in the sports realm. The Integrated Athletic Initiative is the name, so hopefully Dan could put something across the screen for my email because I don't think anyone's going to spell it, but it's sal@theintegratedathletic.org. And yeah, I look forward to anybody emailing me and reaching out. I'd be happy to help them and point them in the right direction, and we'll do what we can financially or support-wise to get them a true sport experience.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming in and sharing a little bit about your story and words of wisdom. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dan.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.